Prealgebra. We are doing page 473, exercises 1 to 16. Have fun.
What are we measuring? What are we trying to find the height of? Yes.
The building.
The building. All right, obviously that'd be very hard to measure unless you had a crane lift or some kind of crane to do it. So, but next to that building is a flag, and we can see the shadow of the building, we can see the shadow of the flag. So what proportion could you use to find the height of that tree, that building?
5 over 4 equals h over 12.
The flag over its shadow equals the building's height over its shadow. Cross products?
5 times 12 is 60, which equals 4h. 4h divided by 4 is h, and 60 divided by 4 is...
Without a calculator, do it in your head.
15.
Okay. So the height of that building is 15 meters. If you forget the unit, it's okay. Number 3, what are we trying to measure there that is a little too tall for us? Thomas?
Stop sign.
The stop sign's a big one. So give me a proportion. We have a slight problem. We have a man that's, everything's given in feet, but the man's height is given as 6 feet 3 inches. Is it possible to change it to a decimal?
Yeah. It'd be 6.25.
Good. 3 inches is 1/4 of a foot. So 1/4 is 0.25. So give me the proportion you can use. And by the way, number 2, you can't do it. You get 5/6. Do you remember what 5/6 is? 0.83 repeat. You can't do it. So you're going to have to use fractions. Number 2, you're going to have to use fractions, and maybe number 2, when you get the answer key tomorrow, it might be one you want to check with your partners and make sure you did it correctly. If I have time, I'll try and help you with it, but otherwise you're on your own. All right, give me the proportion. Stop sign over its shadow, which is how long?
16 to the 10th.
16.
Oh, just 16.
Yeah, that 10 is the man's shadow.
Okay.
See, that's how they put those 2 little bars at the end to indicate that's the shadow of the stop sign. And then the man is?
6.25.
Over?
10.
10. Cross products?
10h is equal to...
And everybody do it and check, please.
100.
Okay. And I remember it from the last class, that is right. And then do what to find the height of the stop sign?
Divide by 10.
So how tall is that stop sign?
10 feet.
10 feet. Good. Number 5. Read that one. We're going to draw a picture of it. Olivia Baxter, read it, and we'll draw a picture of what's happening.
A student who is 5 feet 6 inches tall and casts a shadow that is 15 feet long. At the same time, the nearby tree casts a shadow that is 45 feet long. What is the height of the tree?
So we have this person that's 5 foot 6 inches tall. You could change that into what, Olivia?
5.3.
6 inches is what part of a foot?
Half.
So what decimal is a half?
5.5.
We could use 5.5 feet, and then cast a shadow that's 15 long.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have a tree nearby that's bigger. And we don't know the height of that tree, but we do know it casts a shadow how long, Olivia?
45 feet.
Okay, so what proportion should we use to find the height of the tree?
5.5 over 15 equals h over 45.
Good. Cross products?
Oh, 247.5 equals 15h.
Then do what?
Divide by 50.
And we find out the height of the tree is
16.5.
16.5 feet, which is the same as 16 feet, 6 inches, if you want to do it that way too. I'll take the 16.5. Now, we're going to be measuring the distance across the lake, which is what surveyors do. They got something they got to measure. I don't know how many of you have ever been by a construction site. Just go past Mutual of Omaha, and you'll see some of those surveyors out there. And they're actually doing indirect measurement. If they have a long distance to measure, they use a smaller triangle that's similar to get the actual measurement. Now we're going to try and measure across this lake, chosen lake, and no one's going to ask you to get in a boat and go across the lake and hold a tape measure to see how long it is. So we're going to use a smaller triangle to figure out the length of the lake. Now number 7, here's the picture. This is what a surveyor does. He takes the object he wants to measure, which is this lake, and builds a right triangle out of it. So here's the lake. It's got its 2 sides here, and they tell us that this is 63, and they labeled it A, B, C. Now, they make another triangle down here just by bringing this line straight down and this one straight down, and we have a smaller triangle, C, D, E, and they're similar. How do I know they're similar? Well, these two have right angles, right? So those 2 angles are the same. And I've got to have at least one more pair of angles be the same, then that forces the third pair of angles to be the same. They want to know in number 7, why are these 2 angles equal? Angle ACB is equal to angle ECD. Why? Why are these 2 angles equal? Goes back to the chapter, I believe it was 6, about angles. When I intersect 2 lines, what's true about the angles across from each other? Caroline? They're equal. And do you know what they're called? They start with the letter V. Somebody in the other room finally got it. This angle's equal to this, so if this was 70, this would be 70. That would make this 110, this would be 110. But angles across from each other are equal because they're what kind of angles? They start with a V. Vertical angles. So the answer is they're vertical angles. This is your answer, because they are vertical angles. No, you don't have to draw all that. Number 9, if these 2 triangles are similar, match up the angles. Complete the statement. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle what? You got to match the letters correctly. Anyone do it? Haley?
Equal to triangle
You got to tell me what matches A.
E,
Good. What matches B?
D,
D, those are the right angles. And what matches C?
C.
C. Now, number 11, William. Give me a proportion that I can use to find the length of that lake. We could let X be the length of the lake, right? So X over what?
X over 63.
Very good. X over 63 equals, now you gotta get the correct sides. What side matches up with X?
32.
32 over
28.
28. DC matches BC. So 32 over 28, very good. Cross products.
28x equals 2016.
What'd he say?
2016.
Thank you. Agreed?
That's 28.
And how long is that lake without actually having to measure it?
72.
72 feet long. Very good. And number 12 is the same kind of problem. You just set up a proportion and get the distance across the river. Same setup, just match up the sides correctly. Okay, 13 through 16 is just a review section. Find the perimeter of a rectangle with length 16, draw a picture of it, length 16 and width 7 centimeters. How do you find the perimeter of a rectangle? Monica?
Length times area equals the perimeter.
You just did two different things.
Yeah.
Area is the space inside, perimeter is the distance around the outside. So how do I find the distance around the outside?
Length times width.
That's area.
Oh.
That tells you how many square units inside. How do I find the distance around this? If you walked around this, how would you find all the way around it?
16 times 2 times
16 times 2 because there are two 16s and plus
plus 7 times 2.
because there are two 7s. All right, what's 16 times 2?
32.
What's 7 times 2?
14.
Add those up, what do you get?
46.
46 is the perimeter. And the last problem, Odd, I want you to translate that sentence into an algebraic equation. The sum of 3 times a number and 4 is 52. Can someone do that? 3 times, the sum of 3 times a number, you get to pick your variable, and 4 is 52. Robbie?
H.
No, there's no H.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna use H as for your variable?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The sum of 3 times H and 4 is 52.
So it would be 3 times 4.
No, I said 3 times the number. You said your number was H.
Oh, okay. H cubed. It was 3H. No, I don't get this. Okay.
You just said it.
3H.
It's not, we've done it before, that's why it's called review. 3H, 3 times the number.
Equals 52.
The sum of 3 times the number and 4. You haven't represented the sum of 3 times the number and 4.
Oh.
You got 3 times the number, how do I show the sum with it with 4?
Times 4.
The sum
Plus 4.
plus 4 is what?
Equals.
52.
Yeah.
All right, here it is, the sum of 3 times the number plus 4. Okay, and 4. Solve it, Robbie.
3 divided. No, 50.
Now, stop and think, shake the brain.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do undo first?
3H plus 4. No. 52 divided by 3.
No, what do you undo first?
Oh,
If you're going to divide by 3, you're going to have to take the 4 by 3, then we're going to have a bunch of fractions.
Oh, subtract by 4.
You always undo addition, subtraction first. It's the opposite order of operations. Now what do you have?
3H
Equals.
48.
Now what do we do?
Then we divide 48 by 3.
And we find out that H, your missing number, is
16.
16. Okay? Now, I'm going to pass back your quizzes. And an answer key, don't close your book. Some of you are going to finish. You almost got 10 minutes here. No. Count out the answer keys, Monica and who's the other person? Lynn, you come up here and get your quizzes. Do not take an answer key.